What is it then? Hmm? Look, I got this really stupid question here. Been bugging me is all. It's just us, cuz we don't have many run-ins with you folk, and so... What is your really stupid question, Rookie darling? Okay, here it goes. Um, how come? How come? How come we always wear that hat? Panther remained silent for a time. Then, this helm was given to me by my blood sister, on the night of my first kill. Slowly, she reaches for the helm. Rookie Greentail, this helm, it means nothing to me now. I want you to keep it. What? Then Pamela begins to laugh again. Come on, Rookie darling. You've got to stop being so serious around me all the time. I don't bite. Besides, we seem to make a decent enough team out there, I think. You're pretty quick. Rookie laughs rather sheepishly. Alright, you got me pretty good there, sister. So, that stuff you said about the hat then? Total nonsense, mostly. I just happen to like it. So you're saying I can't keep it. If I get out of here before you, Mr. Greentail, it's all yours. It's a deal. He skitters off before Pamela can respond. She simply shrugs at you and smiles. Alright, so let's go beat the Thanes. The forbidden cairn of Haub lies below. Not many exiles see fit to cross beyond it. Some fear that the lithless remains of Shaxix soldiers shall snatch them up if they attempt to cross. Others simply do not want to pass through with flagging hands. Few know its true significance as we do, although your adversaries of the Essence should be on their way now soon. Soon you shall confront them once again. Let's go visit the mud baths. That seems cool. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Sir Gilman. What brings you to me this time, dear reader? Of course, reader. You need but think on who shall be the subject of my trial, and we shall go from there. Sir Gilman! You ask Sandra to administer one of our special trials for Sir Gilman. You think that dimwit of a worm has any chance? Perhaps you are correct, though I put little stock in him myself. Though let us bring him forth. Soon Sir Gilman appears in heat of the summons. Master Rita, is this knight perchance in trouble for something? Come on and slam. Welcome to the gym. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, worm. You answer to me here. As you will, your highness. Your highness. I like the sound of that. Though, flattery shall get you nowhere here. Demonstrate your competence to me then, worm. You shall have to do it mostly on your own. Though, under the guidance of your lovely Rita, I trust you are prepared. Of course, your highness. This knight accepts this challenge. Alright, Gilman, let's slam. Noxalas! Huzzah! This knight prevails! I have no choice but to concur with that assessment, Worm. Your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Hopefully that sets the precedence for the rest of today. You know, that was a great run. Master Reader, this knight is humbled after having passed that sorcerer's test. What? By the scales of the Under King Horus! What is that you have? I have received Horus' scale for completing Sir Gilman's trial. Alrighty, and it's already level 10. Let's explore Shunt. No one seems very inclined to explore the blister in Environ's hair, except for Faye, who is more upbeat even than usual. A sacred bath in mud cleanses the mind. At least, I think it does. But come look, come look! She draws you by the hand towards one of the muddy pits, and jumps right in, laughing. At first you are put off, and yet her joy is infectious. Soon you are in better spirits, as is she. You return together to the wagon, where you find yourself with time and motivation to pursue your vocations. Faye gained +2 hope. She's such a good girl. What's up, Faye? Faye seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You're unsure whether to check in with her or leave her be. Let's see what she can do on her own. She's a big girl. You sense now is not the time for interruption, and that Faye is on the verge of confronting some long dormant emotions, which she ought to face. They always said there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't tell me what. They wouldn't say. They said I was moon touched, but so what? So then the scribes, they called me here. They were the ones who brought me here, not those people. They were so cruel. They were always so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time, not one that I recall really. Though so much of it back then, I can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it, I didn't want it to be true. But I remember that they threw me out. They decided they would throw me out and let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes, they would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again, although I think I liked it more, being alone down here than being alone back there. Everyone's alone down here, and it makes me feel less alone somehow. Back there, why, I would see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew I was closer to the scribes. I knew they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know. And then, one night, I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? And maybe, are they sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I would get closer to the scribes. That way, maybe they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone, and more importantly, I think sometimes I even feel that way, that I'm not alone. Maybe as we get closer, maybe I will get to feel that way more often, being here or being anywhere with you and all my friends. She falls silent. Though you were concerned for her at first, you sense now she is at peace. She wanders you off, paying you no notice in the least. You sense you have a better understanding of her now. Alrighty. See, and that's part of the reason why I want to keep Faye in the downside. It's better for her mentally speaking. Me? Oh, of course. Please tell me something I don't know, for there is lots of it. You and Faye review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumvirates you have confronted on your journey. She has keen insights about some of them. The 8 scribes, they so inspire me, and now I feel that I've grown somehow closer to them, maybe? Let's go for this one. I sometimes wonder why the scribes wouldn't simply let us all go free. Oh, okay, so she's based off the rope collar. Interesting. Alright, let's go to the Cairn of Haub and get Pamitha her much needed character development. En route to the Cairn of Haub, the wagon comes to a sudden halt. That does it! I am leaving. The cause of Jodariel's outburst soon becomes apparent. Well, read it all, and at least some of us know how to take a joke, wouldn't you say? Look, she was reminiscent once again about her soldier days, and I just happened to point out, I may have suggested the fiery destruction of the Spiral Sanctum happened under former unit's watch. I mean, didn't it? Not that she would have made much of a difference had she been there herself. She ought to thank the saint that she was spared by her exile there. I thought she held no love for your Commonwealth. I shall never understand what it is your people ever saw in that dreadful place, but I guess I hit a sore spot. I should probably apologize. She swoops off. There is no sign of either one of them. You organize a small search. It proves fruitless, but then Jodariel returns alone, as if nothing happened. She is back to her calm self. Let us continue. I regret the interruption. Pamitha soon comes back as well. Oh, don't you worry, darling. I have definitely patched things up between us. Honest. At least, I think perhaps I did make things worse. She returns to her business in the wagon. You make ready to resume your travels, but make a note to follow up with them. Alrighty, let's see who wants to talk. Oh my gosh. Mary had a little lamb. It's so hard to play with the controller. We'll see if it's easier to do with the mouse. Oh well. I haven't played the piano in a while. Oh, there we go. That's what I was doing. You find Pamitha in the midst of heated conversation. All I'm saying is we're limiting not only our chances individually, but all your friends' chances as well. Jodariel seems to be considering whatever it is that Pamitha proposed. I don't think Pamitha and Jodariel made out because Pamitha is totally head over heels for Rookie. Or at least the other way around, and I don't think she would hurt him like that. She would at least let him down gently first. Reader, the Harpier is suggesting that perhaps it would be best if I were to form an alliance with the ones whom I fought for the better part of my life. Just with me, Jodariel. I can't vouch for anybody else. How utterly absurd. If we were in the Commonwealth, I would not have stayed my hand against her. That I can say for certain. However, as Hedwin would say, what happened back there, perhaps none of that matters anymore. And what matters is what we do from here. That's to say, I am willing to give it a shot. You mean you'd be willing to conduct the rites with me?
Si.
Yes. Excellent. I knew that you would come around. Thought she'd never come around. But I had to give her the benefit of the doubt here. I'm grateful for your open-mindedness. No need to let old enmities between our ancestors ruin things between us, or the others in our little party, for that matter. After all, do not push it with me, Harp. We shall see if the reader here is thus inclined to pair us in the coming rites. I am willing to defer to him. Anyway, you see, I think I managed to make amends there. Doubtless we'll get on swimmingly in no time. Don't be silly, Pamitha. Sir Gilman is the one who gets along swimmingly. Hey guys! I was just thinking maybe I should have a sail or something here sometime, but then again, my prices are as low as they can go, right? So I don't think I can. I just can't do it, guys. Dang it, Ron, I genuinely can't afford most of what you have to sell me. Like, this is what I want, but it's 47 soul. 46 soul are the cheapest, I think. You guys have a good day out there. The afternoon is just beginning to give way to nightfall as you and your companions finish making preparations for the coming rites. Through all the ceremony, you realize Pamitha is nowhere to be found. The last anybody saw of her was shortly after the black wagon came to rest here at the cairn of Hau. She returns just as you are beginning to plan a search for her. Sorry to worry you there, Rita darling. Just getting a little antsy is all. Had to go and spread my wings a bit and shake away the nerves. She is holding something back. Don't you get in my head, I'm telling you the truth. Telling you the truth, damn it. Damn you, Rita, get out, get out, get out! Anyhow, looks as the show's about to start. I shall be in the field with the others. As Pamitha departs, you see she is right, as the stars above begin to shine. You know she is about to face her sister, Tamitha, once again. You accept that it is a very private matter between them. Hey man, mines are fun places to be. I think this is going to be the correct setup for a while, actually. So let's run this back again. Let's see if it kills my 3-win streak.
Tis time again, you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes summon you to the cairn of Ha'ub. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Essence, whose ever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn, shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now prepare yourselves.
See, that's kind of weird. He says whoever's pyres last until the break of dawn, which tells me these things go all night. So when do people sleep? The winged exiles of the Essence take position opposite your own companions, and their leader soon asserts herself. Pamitha, come forth. No trickery this time. She appears as asked, though remains silent as her brood sister studies her for a time. Tamitha then reaches for her mask. You look weary to me, sister. Oh? Too little sleep, I guess. I do get rather anxious sometimes on the night before one of these things. It can be a lot of pressure. Understandable. 2 of them say nothing for a time. Couldn't discern what they are thinking. The high-winged remnants all seem to be mentally acute, trained as they are from birth. Soon enough, Pamitha cuts through the tension, her tone light as ever. So, given further thought to my proposal, then? I have. And I think that now is not the time for talk. Besides, your comrades here. Surely you give them pause. Even now, they must be questioning your loyalty. What? But I... Oh, cut it with the stammering, Pamitha. It is very unbecoming, you know that. And you be sure to tell those comrades of yours what you propose to me. She dons her mask once more. As she rejoins the other exiles of the Essence, Pamitha hesitates before returning to your group. I told her she could take my place, that I would keep her up to date about our progress, and that she could take my place if ever it was time for me to go. But you don't have to worry. For one thing, she refused, and for another, well, I'd better tell you later. For now, remember you can count on me. Except we set off at dawn. They always say it. They always say, okay, we'll set off at dawn. See, I think the correct thing to do is have Joe Dariel, Pamitha, and Gilman, and just have the three people who need to bond the most come together. And I think Joe Dariel would really enjoy just beating the heck out of the harps. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Joe Dariel.
And I think I'm gonna send Joe Dariel out first. Next, I'm gonna give her an attempt to leave.
Pamitha.
Yeah, I guess they can sleep in the wagon.
Sir Gilman.
The problem with that really is, I can't imagine. I mean, they sleep there all the time, but you know, I crash into ships sometimes just to piss the other ships off. So I imagine it's not comfortable. Fair Pamitha Thane, by this night's limited honor, he shall stand ever by your side, provided, of course, your side remains that of the Nightwings. Faceless wastrels of the Commonwealth. The pain and loss of your defeat this night shall reverberate not only in your hollow hearts, but in the homeland that abandoned you. Are you quite sure it has to be that way then, sister? There's no compromise here, Pamitha. Not for traitors to my country or my blood. I understand. Then, so be it.
Now begin.
No!
The Nightwings are the first. You have it. Oh. A bit of a blunder. Yes.
You seem so distracted, Pamitha. Is there something more you wish to say to me? Whereas you feel that I am owed, perhaps? Pamitha stops at this and reaches for her mask. I am sorry for what I did to you, sister. For what you did to me? Your apology rings as hollow as your plumage. You might rehearse it further upon every last survivor of the high-wing remnants. Now, no more talk. Poor Pamitha.
Such hatred spewing constantly from Tamitha. Yet here in exile, she is not but talk.
No!
All of the Nightwings vanished. Such a display.
I was doing so well.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry. Your pyre cannot take much more of that. Didn't see it coming. No sign of the essence for the time. The Worm Knight somehow did it.
Because he is the bomb.
are banished. Simply abhorrent. Well, I dare say.
Alright, let's just be more tight about this.
Oh. How sad for that one there. Unfortunate for the essence. Ah, yes. No, you don't. Ouch. And it is done. The essence prevail. Their hapless adversaries have no chance.
So it turns out Jodariel is a really bad pick against the Essence. Unimpressive, Pamitha. What good is your offer to show me favor in the liberation rite if I could just as well prevail against your comrades on my own? It will be different then, though I suppose you won't reconsider. You know that I cannot. You were always obstinate, but in that regard and all others which count for anything, you are inferior to me. Remember that. What you offered is meaningless to me. I shall free myself without your help, and that of anyone. Now then, farewell. Wait, what of your comrades, the Essence? You must need them at least. Listen to my words, never Pamitha. Know that I do love you in a way. Is that what you wish to hear? My purpose is plain, and you stand in its way. You are a fool to think my freedom is my goal. My freedom is a means to an end, the likes of which you never would abide. Do you think you could sway me from my purpose, Pamitha? Pamitha remained silent for some time. No. I think you will struggle to destroy the Commonwealth, no matter what it takes. No matter if, in doing so, you are destroyed instead. Just so. So then you understand me, after all. Pamitha does not turn to watch her blood sister depart.
The rites do tend to teach something of trust.
So that one was completely on me. I really should have had somebody instead of Jodariel, somebody to just keep the speed going. So not the outcome we were hoping for exactly, Jody darling. Hope is not something I dwell upon at this point, Harp. This outcome is predictable. Then you'll go back to refusing to conduct the rights with me. Is that it? I did not say that. Your failure this night does not fall solely on your shoulders. I was not accustomed to your presence. Room for improvement, then. Sorry for the outcome anyway. Though maybe next time. See, now I don't feel bad about losing that right, because we still got some character development. We got friendships formed. Friendships forged through the fires are the strongest of all. Back in the wagon after being defeated by the Essence rather thoroughly, you are about to join the others discussing the outcome when Volford finds you. I trust you did what you deemed necessary there, my boy. Though I admit I would have liked to see a different outcome. Yeah, Volfred, it was totally on purpose. I'm afraid I need a little bit of time from you, for there is something you should see. Please, join me outside. Look forth, the golden star revealed itself to us once more. Indeed, somewhere deep in the infinite dark, a single star shines brighter than the rest. Alrighty, off to Solia Mur. Who are we up against? Is it Delbert? Oh, no! We gotta play against them already? Oh! Okay. Okay, I guess. This was not the outcome I wanted. The rites are calling you again to the fall of Solium, where one among you may go free, should you prevail. It is as we discussed. The cycle of the rites is beginning to turn more quickly. Perhaps the scribes themselves have taken notice. Unfortunately, having more frequent opportunities to free ourselves is not unwelcome to our plan. I suppose it's good for everyone, including the Essence who will oppose us next. Getting to Mount Elodial ought to be a little easier than before, at least. We should be able to make landing near to some of the old monuments to the scribes. Let's set forth at dawn. Soon everyone is off to rest, as best as they are able, knowing that another chance at liberty for one of them shall soon present itself. Yeah, I know I kind of did put them in the finals, but I was hoping I wouldn't have to deal with two of them at once. Deal with them twice in a row. Despite Pamela's mental condition, you can tell something is troubling her. I don't think it has to do with mental conditioning. I think it has to do with the fact that her emotions show on her face. But go off, I guess. She won't listen to a word I say. Not one damn word. If she weren't my blood sister, I should think I'd hate her guts as much as she hates mine. She just said she loves you, Pamitha. Oh my gosh. She shakes her head. I should apologize to you and everyone. I sought out Tamitha without asking your leave. Figured I would rather seek forgiveness than permission, you understand? My attempt with Tamitha didn't amount to much, as you well saw. So at this point, I'm hopeful you'll be more accepting of apologies than she. Though, tell me something, Rita, darling. Do you suppose I'm going to betray you? You may know better than I do at this point. I do trust you. I think you make a few bad choices, but I do trust you. You expressed to Pamitha that you do not share her efforts to make peace with Tamitha as being contradictory to the group's larger goals. You understand why she did what she did. She says nothing for a while. It's kind of you to say, darling. May the others see it with such generosity, but if they don't, you need but tell me to depart and I'll be on my way. However, I have a promise that I wish to make to you. You let me stay and I'll see this through. With all of you. No matter where we all end up. I'll be on the roof for a bit, I think. You take care too, darling. Despite Pamitha's disappointment with the outcome of her confrontation with her blood sister, you sense she is less troubled now, after your brief conversation. Alright. Let's go beat the things up. Let's go for rematch number 2. Hopefully this rematch won't be as tragic. Alright, let's give Joe Dario some favors. Okay, I'm gonna try not to lose. I don't think I can make promises anymore to anybody. You make landing on the sacred Mount Elodial, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. You wonder who among you may regain his or her freedom this time. Volfred finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to Fall Solium by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise the chances of our plan shall ultimately succeed. Oh, I get to deal with Pamitha now. Okay, let's perfect Pamitha a bit. Well, hello, my lovely Rito. What might I do for you? You need not ask me twice. Simply verify which one of yours shall be the subject of my scrutiny. Alright, Pamitha Thane! You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Pamitha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She might yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down for size. Let us bring her forth. Confirmed. Sandra is in love with Pamitha. Soon Pamitha arrives in need of the summons. You called for me, Rita, darling? Ah, the crystal. Then let's hash it out. I'm ready. Brown, brown, brown. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp. You answer to me here. I suspect Volfred isn't. But in also no, I think it may just be Volfred. Maybe Faye as well. I feel like Faye doesn't have any romantic interests right now. Ooh, a bossy one. Sure then, go on and tell me more. Trees can have love too. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what we can do. Left to your own devices, save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Take H. Manley Tinderstouff, for instance. H. Manley Tinderstouff is in love with himself. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Faye's love for Almer is purely platonic. All part of my plan, reader. The problem I'm having with Pamitha is that her dash action is a quick sprint, which I'm not too good with dealing with. All part of my plan. See, like Volfred, I also have genius me- How is that possible? That was cheating. He went through a wall. Noxalas! It's interesting how they all pronounce it differently. It's like they've been given it on a slip of paper. They've all been told, this is the words you need to say, but nobody knows how it's pronounced. So some of them will say Noxalas, she goes Noxalas, Kitsuno goes hoo-hoo! There, that was everybody happy. Oh, happy as can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient. You passed my test. See, this is obvious. Obviously, Sandra is totally crushing on Pamitha. She's just like, yeah, I'm super happy that you're here. Also, you are good at what you did. You have my congratulations, both to you and to your lovely reader. Now be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. My, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? I'm sure she would love a massage from you, Pamitha. Say, what's that you have there, darling? Triestas Plume. That's a pretty dope ability. Later that day, you accompanied Jodariel into the shared cliffs of Emperor's Fall, where a monument to Golathanian awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Jodariel's inner thoughts, as clear as if she was speaking aloud. You scribes, I do not believe that you can hear me. Perhaps all this is but a joke to you. So, and do not tamper with my feelings feelings of my comrades. I shall not forgive you if you do. Soon, you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Golathanian has shown you favor. At dawn, you begin your ascent, for now the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. +2 hope! Jodaro seems to be fidgeting with her horns. Blast these wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling as to how unwieldy they become with age? I longed for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns. Yo, those look dope, Jodariel. You express regret her horns, yet cause her discomfort. Though, note, you think that they look very good on her. For whatever consolation that provides. It is fortunate that my perpetual discomfort is of benefit to you. 10 years or so into my stay with this blasted place, I first felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all learned much of the demons of the Commonwealth. Sinners, rightfully exiled, would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horns started to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this was indeed the fate that I deserved. She trails off a while. I know someone better now. Anyone of our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate. Difficult to say. A disease of sorts, but not a deadly one, if anything the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still, like this, extending thus our sentence into exile. Sometimes I think, if these horns are here to symbolize my sins, then surely they are going to recede if ever I return. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea, a naive hope which never leaves despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. She nods wryly as she heads out into the afternoon. Alrighty, who do I want to mentor? Alrighty, I guess it's Titsu. It's great hack! Titsu is more pleased to hear you tell him of the rites. You and Titsu go over what you know of the celestial landmarks you have been to, and how their properties impact the Nightwings and the rites. You can tell he knows many of them well by now. Tito rather enjoys the last time he gets to spend. Tito rather enjoys the time he gets to spend at each celestial landmark. Onwards to glory. Let's go through Pamitha. I'm gonna give her a rematch she deserves. Unfortunately, I do want to use Jodariel in this ride because I want her to be free. So I'm gonna have to use Jodariel, Pamitha, and somebody else. I may run the same group again. I was pretty decent there. I just needed to work on speed. On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Under King Oris, and Pamitha happens to take notice. You wish for good fortune in the coming rite, and in your plan, as for Pamitha, talk to the dead again, Pamitha. Fine. Why not? To keep your mind off things. Just don't go getting your hopes up. Your life back there, it wouldn't be any better anyway. She says little after paying her respects. However, as you continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Oris has shown you favor. +3 glory! You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leaps upward towards the summit, past an archway carved of stone. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you towards the archway where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwing have returned. They have. Greetings, Celeste. She all but ignores him and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you in turn, please state your name and what it is you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Please, do just as she says. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Faye passes through the gate. Jodariel passes through the gate. Titsu passes through the gate. Ruki passes through the gate. Hedwin passes through the gate. Pamitha passes through the gate. Volfred passes through the gate. No one is left to go but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. Guardian of the Scribe's Gate regards you with a still expression. Then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the gate guardian.
Salutium, Celeste.
You have her gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. They had a fight. They had a fight, and he knows he's wrong. He just needs to say he's sorry. I don't know what the fight's about, though. Again, you gain the top of Mount Elodial, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall prevail tonight, and leave this place, unlike with Hedwyn last time. This game is calling me out, man. Oh, hey guys. Guys, you know, it gets awful cold up here sometimes. Waiting for customers, so come in, okay? Well, maybe Falcon Ron. Maybe if you wore a t-shirt, or, you know, any actual clothing, it would keep you warm. And good luck in that big battle thing you got. That's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's gonna be exciting from my friends. Alrighty, I can get some Stardust. You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business. Alright. Let's go. Let's try this again. Time has come for your second liberation rite to commence. You observe the lone minstrel and Volfred speaking in hushed tones, but cannot sense the topic or the tone. Tariq is asking Volfred how to patch things up. Then Volfred looks up at you. I trust you are feeling as prepared as possible, my boy. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though these liberation rites have a more immediate effect. Somewhat crass, however. I've gone and estimated by how much each of our companions may contribute to the plan of our outcome should they be liberated here. Factors such as previous occupation, innate tendency to lead, and oratory skills contributed to my assessment. It's nothing personal. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. Yes, we are from the start. It's interesting that he's just using the charisma skill. You know, you'd think that strength, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, all these things would play factors, but he only cares about charisma. What a loser. Besides, we all ought to return in time if possible, knowing simply that for each one of us who goes in so doing, he or she shall raise our total chances of success. Volfred, you can say they. They shall raise our total chance of success. Reader, sir. This night you shall confront the Essence. They have already appointed Tamitha to be liberated, should they manage to prevail. We all have faith in you, my boy. And lo, even the stars agree on this account. Alright, I don't think there's anything else I want to change, so let's just run this one back. You know what the worst part is? I just know, I can feel it that I'm going to have to do 5 after this, right? And I don't know which one I want to turn on, because I hate these Titan Stars so much already.
The Nightwings have returned unto the fall of Solium, at which the scribes first formed their sacred union. At stake this night is freedom and prosperity. But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity. 'Twas the Essence which earned it. Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. See, here's what I want to know. Are these wings, or is this just like a really cool cape? Because if they're wings, there's something wrong with this one. But if it's a cape, What's with this up curve kind of thing here going on? Or maybe it's like a chair? Or something? That back piece of hers really confuses me, is what I'm trying to get at.
Volunta lo rigas.
I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then anointed one of the essence, come forth now, and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. If they're wings, like I said, there's something wrong with this one. Or maybe there's something wrong with this one. Tamitha swoops down from somewhere and unfastens her mask. I am known as Tamitha Thane. I am meant to return to my ancestral home and promptly resume my responsibilities as flight tactician of the High Wing Remnants. Our long stalemate against the Commonwealth shall soon be ended, and I and several of my sisters manage to rejoin our clan. Then our vengeance shall be swift and thorough. Your quarrel with the country that cast you into exile is beneath the notice of the scribes, Tamitha Thane. Here you shall be judged under the stars. My quarrel with the Commonwealth is all that gave me and my sister strength enough to reach this point. The scribes ought well take heed of how my people suffer. We are not weaklings anymore like your Trieste Tithys. We shall not fall in line with flightless fools and their naked attempts to assume our heritage, our culture. Speak not again thus of the saint, or you shall be expelled, Tamitha Thane. Tamitha scoffs and turns her attention towards your side. No, Tamitha, keep going. Keep going. Give us a free win. And Nightwings, as for you, the fury we shall imminently show is nothing in comparison to the hatred grown for your Commonwealth and the mountains on the other side. She signals to her sisters to ready themselves. You seek your freedom, but there shall be nothing save for devastation should you manage to return. Nah, man, the scribes are legit. Like, it's the Commonwealth that's the problem with the scribes are cool people. Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rites? Reader, I am bound to tell you once more. The first companion who you choose shall go free this very night if you prevail. Only the enlightened may thus be thus anointed. Not all among you may yet be ready. The other two chosen for the triumvirate shall lend their aid. They're not dead. They're watching. They're like gods. Nightwings, make a decision.
Who would you set free?
Oh, I can't send Hedwyn again? Oh. Okay, let's anoint Jody.
Jodariel.
If that is your wish.
Who shall lend her support?
Actually, you know what? I need really fast. So let's...
Sir Gilman.
By this night's order, he shall fight with all his might. I just need straight speed. So I think I may put Rookie forward. He has a pretty small presence, but I think he can back it up with how fast he is here.
Rookie.
Rookie. Don't have to ask me twice, not after everything Jodariel and I have been through.
It is done.
One final obstacle to overcome ere I can soar again above the Commonwealth. Such destruction I shall rain upon it soon. But first, let us dance this final time. See, because even though I do want Tamitha to have her character development,
Commence.
I think it's more important that I get Jodariel free. I need to get people free. That's the thing. As the liberation rite continues, you sense Tamitha reaching out to you, or perhaps just reaching out to anyone at all. Reader, someone, please, let her prevail, please let her prevail here this once. If this thought makes me a traitor, so be it, but please let Tamitha prevail, for she is here, wrapped up in all of this, because of me. No, Tamitha, she's here because she's a jerk. As the plea trails off and Tamitha remains steadfast, all her attention focuses on the liberation rites. And as for Tamitha, prepare yourselves, Nightwings, and as for you, Tamitha, I await the outcome of this night, for it shall soon ensure that I may never have to see your smirking countenance again. Poof! No! Okay. Hark now, my sisters. Damn what the book says. Advance in strike formation. Prevail here against these wretches, no matter the cost. See, and this is why I really don't like Tamitha, too. She, like Manly, just cheats. In disregard for the way of the rights, Tamitha Thane has ordered her children to push forth afield, adopting an even more aggressive stance for the remainder of this rights. See, like, look at this. Now they're moving 3 at a time, and that's just cheating.
Banished each in turn. A crushing blow ends your ire. Be gone, you lot. Brilliantly done. Tamitha caught out. Magnificent. Now there's a problem.
And lose one more.
Empire shan't survive much more of that. And there it is, at last. essence proved their worth. The Nightwings, on the other hand, thus
They were so close!
right.
So close!
And thus, the scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the essence shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain
So close!
to carry out their rightful sentences.
Today seems not to be my day. Regardless, I'm grateful to you all for the attempt. See, that was all part of my plan, you know? I could... Pamitha got through to me, made me feel bad. Commonwealth fools. How fitting that traditions such as this should spring forth from a culture such as yours. They ought to have put me to the sword, but no. They, in their arrogance and in their smug superiority, deigned reason that those such as I ought to be exiled instead. Here then we would live in penitence and learn the error of our ways. She laughs for once, though not with joy. Such utter nonsense. And now they shall receive me open arms, a champion forged by their precious system, yet I shall use every waking breath to bring them all to ruin. She turns to her fellow sisters of the essence, and regards them with respect. Sisters, we may not be bound by blood, but ours is a stronger bond even than that. May we soar together in the stars someday, and I swear to you the High Wing remnants shall survive. Farewell, sisters. All part of my plan. A moment later she is gone, engulfed with the waters of the Shimmer Pool, yet you hear her voice reverberate for one last time. Farewell, sisters!
Godspeed, Tamitha Thane. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Oh, I need to use Headwind soon. So I'm going to use Headwind Faetito for my next one. Give them some field.
May the scribes have mercy on us all.
Tamitha, I knew fully well I could never give back to you the years you spent in exile, and I knew I never could regain your trust. But maybe now at least I can start to live with myself again. Though, how absurd. I might have doomed the Commonwealth, the High Wing remnants, and Tamitha alike this night, yet once more all I can think of is myself. I need a drink. After the liberation rite, you find Pamitha drinking alone. Everyone else seems to be off, doing something equivalent. You're about to leave her be when she looks up to you. That's that then, reader darling. Mission accomplished. Is that what you wish to hear? That my loyalties have, all this time, rested with Tamitha? You know that it's not that simple. Besides, I think I've made plain my intentions from the start. I'm here because of her. She looks up at you then, but still here because of you. She pauses again for a time. I don't know the reasons why we failed the liberation rite, or the essence simply superior to us perhaps, but I do not wish to know. And as you could probably detect here, darling, I feel no joy in this outcome. But I feel as though part of me were liberated there, along with Tamitha. So, and I realize this may make little sense right now, but thanks. If nothing else, for being there to help me see through this. She then gestures towards you with her bottle. You accept the bottle and the two of you drink in silence for a time. Nothing more needs to be said. As the hour grows very late, You excuse yourself and leave her to her thoughts. If Hamatha was ever conflicted in her intentions, you sense that now she is fully committed to the group. She has nothing else to strive for. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits at the end of our path. For now, let's persevere. Speaking of which, reader, I take it you have seen the stars, or I should say the lack thereof. You have, or did. Once more, the sky is all abyssal darkness, following the liberation rite. No stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then, let us go once more to the Moonlight Alcove. I have an errand I must run besides, once we arrive. Best we recover now and make our way southward at first light. You find Sir Gilman searching intently for something or other. His eyes shut tight, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. He acknowledges your presence in the most minimal way possible and continues scanning the environment. You shall have to forgive this knight's impertinence to you, Master Rita, for he is on the hunt at this time. Using his acute sense of hearing, which is more acute whilst underwater, but shall have to suffice in this case, he shall track down a most elusive character. Character has eluded this knight time and time again, from whom this knight seeks to learn still superior evasive strategies applicable when next he may conduct the rites. Hold! Is that? You have no idea to whom he is referring when... Stick it up, worm! You're caught! Got it wrong your neck just now, you know. This knight has failed again! Alas, Master Ruki, you have once more outwitted this poor knight and outmaneuvered him. Please, you must reveal your secret to your speed and cunning. Take it easy, chum. You're not half bad yourself. Besides, I was getting pretty sick of running circles around all these slowpokes before you showed up while we were out at sea. Do you truly mean that, Master Ruki? And no, it cannot be. This knight has never seen anyone as deft and fleet of foot as you. Certainly it must be advantageous to possess 4 feet, while this knight has but 1, if so it may be called. And yet, we are all born with the necessary means, and we must all make do. Look, chum, you got to stop being so hard on yourself already. You ever thought maybe you ought to give yourself a break once in a while? Never! This knight deserves no break, not while there is honor to be gained. He is merely a worm, one of the roughly 8 billion of its kind. Thus he must strive to be remarkable, and to exceed what is expected of him. Guess what, chum? You went and did that already. I thought all you Sea Dominion types were just a bunch of meatheads who didn't care for nothing but a fight. But you've been downright decent. Even made me break a sweat a couple of times out there, when I thought we got somebody quicker on his foot than me. What I'm trying to make is, it's been good having you around with us. I will always say, it's worth having someone quick around to keep you on your toes. For a moment you wonder if Sir Gilman is about to weep. Sensing the same, Rookie immediately changes the subject. Now come on, you want to go another round or what? There's some good hiding spots outside where I can show you how we curs get the drop on unwary passengers, in a very honourable way. This knight would be most honoured, Master Rookie! I think I actually see a teardrop, like, right there. Very faint, but there's definitely a slight teardrop. As the two of them head off to further trade together, you catch notice of the Book of Rites there in the wagon. The rites would so stress trust and reliance on one's fellow exiles. The 8 scribes likely did not envision Sir Gilman and Ruki in particular as conductors of their sacred tradition, yet perhaps theirs is the sort of kinship which they had in mind. Continue our journey. You once again find yourself amid the hidden splendors of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Look how they shine. Look how they shine for you. And everything you do. My lovely reader comes to me again. To what do I owe the pleasure? It's a good thing I'm not getting paid for this. And also that my singing sucks. Certainly, my reader, you need but indicate who is to be my subject for this round. Faye! You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Faye. I must admit I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives in heat of the summons. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully, then I can hear them calling out to me? The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is, you answer to me here. Wow. Okay, I will! Such naive enthusiasm. Now, be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something, and I would see you prove it without the benefit of anyone, save for your Rita. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, mister? No, it's a million little Tizos. Oh, no. They're too fast. Can't keep up with them. Huh. Man, I just wish the liberation rites were this easy. Noxalis! Noxalis! Okay! How did I do? How did I do? I must admit you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order. To you and also to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. It's interesting that the Commonwealth sticks all of its convicts and enemies down here. Because it's not a prison. But it's not execution either. So it's an interesting system they have. Did I mention all of that, mister? Because I hope I didn't. Wow, what is that you have there? Kilmer's anklet. Awesome. Oh man, it's level 22? I should level some of these things up. Let's see if I can get you all up to 50. Yeah, sure, it's supposed to be worse than execution, but at the same time, you're able to get out. That's where I think the main important difference is. Because if they were just killed, that would be that. There would be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they're able to get out, which is, I think, an important difference. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. Yeah, exactly. So, it's a way for them to test themselves, and if you pass the rites, you get to go back into society, and they give you Exactly, they get fancy positions. So because of that, it's a test to see if. So going back to what Volfred said earlier, when Hedwyn asked him, the path to enlightenment and the path to freedom are the one and the same, and so it's not just that too. So yeah, there's a threat of exile, but keep in mind that it's an invite-only club. If you get exiled, there's no guarantee that you can join the rights. You have to be in a position to do so. So, if you look at everybody who's done the rights so far, with the exception of the Nightwings, you have Sir Deluge, who is a super high-ranking knight who fled battle. You have Tamitha, who was head of an army. She was a flight tactician. You have Barker, who let me see if I can remember what Barker did. Barker was a hunter. He was known for being a big name hunter who just became also a bounty hunter. I don't remember what Lendl did. I don't remember what Dalmer did. But everybody who's done the rights, with the exception of the Nightwings, are people who once had power. And that's what he did. He peed on a statue. Forgot about that. But he also did some bounty hunting. It was just the peed on the statue that got him exiled. Manley was H. Manley Tinderstouff, and he got exiled because he tried to pay off the wrong person. Lendl was a dirty cop. So everybody who's in the rights was in a position where they can be reintegrated into society and say, you've now passed the trial, you've become enlightened, you understand that, you know, how the rights work. So, welcome back into society. Even look at Volfred, for instance. He was an original Nightwing, and he was also head of a printing press. So, everybody in this was somebody. There from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. The plan of which you all are a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everybody to convene. You understand that he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang in the air a moment. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think, reader. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all the ceremony of which we are now a part. The exiles liberated through their rights went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way we are all united on the other side in solidarity, people who all shall see that we reflect their values that they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Moten Melith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your other fellow exiles each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongue, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall make up, more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Now then, my boy. Perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there, behind those stubborn rains. Meaning it is time we get back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and stormy sky. Let's choose our path. Ding. 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 Alright, let's whoop Lendl. Because I don't have any beef with the Curs, and I just hate Lendl. So we're going to take on Lendl and the Accusers this time, I've done some digging about him. He tells you then what he knows of your next adversary. Lendl the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in the rites, not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. Former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for a strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once he arrested a civilian who hated him, on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendl discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled. Still, he denied the charges even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendl. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, who soon became acquainted with the riots, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, Nightwings either defeated him, or simply did not show. I guess that's why he doesn't care for us. No matter though, shall soon give him more reason. See you in the morning, my friend. You bid Hedwyn a good evening. At dawn you shall take flight again. See, so that's what I was saying. Lendl was somebody in a position of power, even if it wasn't a very good position of power. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we last looked upon it. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagon hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone on the southern bog can induce paralysis, or worse. Then one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away for someone else to join you. Hail, Bertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madame. As they depart, you think you see the low mental nod his head your way. To glory! You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood. The comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Bertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurks below there, you would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile, we trust they shall carry forth the reputation of our services. For now, we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided in Big Bertrude's. Curses, bombs, potions, powders, clean-in regions, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for herself through the downside for these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. It's interesting that the bog dwellers are welcome in the Commonwealth, but not demons. Volfred is pouring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The Road to Freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel about how absurd all this is, boy. Tell me something, though. I have spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? You tell Volfred the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. You nod slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the idea they are contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although, the reason why we are in there, written plain, how fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whoever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to the other matters, and bids you a good afternoon. You end up spending part of the day with Ruki, exploring the area surrounding the wagon. You learn this area used to be a swimming hole many years ago. I knew some kids used to go swimming around here. Did some horrible things to their coats. Your lasting memory of the place is standing by the shore, imagining a feel of the waters. As you head back in silence, you consider which of your vocations to pursue. Very well then. Educate us if you canst. You and Bertrude compare thoughts on how each of your fellow exiles can contribute to prevailing the rights, and in which groups of the 3 they may be can achieve their very best. Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Trust is not a quality our kind possesses in abundance. Onwards to glory! Hey man, don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Why you gotta hate? Rookie is counting the group's supply of soul when he sees you approach. He smiles straight up at you as per his custom. Hey chum, I was just seeing what we could pick up from the slug market next chance we get. Been running through the numbers and by my count we've made old Falcon Ron richer by 319 souls so far, if you can believe that. He's probably doing pretty well these days just thanks to us. But I figure we got a decent arrangement going. Hoarding soul ain't gonna do us any good down here, but Ron's merchandise can get us up ahead. Those talismen are weird, right? But they seem to work. Especially if you heap some of that Stardust stuff onto him, right? Say, don't think he's cheating using that stuff, do you, chum? He does not give it the opportunity to answer. Though anyways, that Ron and I, we go way back, alright? Like, you don't even know. He and I, why, technically, we knew each other even back before I ended up down here. He was one of my importers, so to speak. Yeah, he and I, we had a good thing going for a while. Then also to junk down river to him, and back in the Commonwealth. The soul was still worth something to some folk. One day, of course, the jig was up for me, you understand? So imagine his surprise when I ran into him, right here on his home turf. You make it an effort to imagine Falcon Ron's surprise. That would be great. Falcon Ron would be like, oh my gosh, Rookie, what are you doing down here? Yeah, so Ron didn't shed no tears about me getting thrown down. When I first met him face to face, he says, oh, hey, Mr. Greentail. Like he'd expected me or something. Though he did seem pretty miffed at losing me as a supplier. But he got me as a customer. Believe you me, his price will be 10 times worse if not for Rookie Greentail's premier loyalty discount taken off the top. So whatever you do, don't go asking questions around him. Believe you me, the less we know about a good chum Falcon Ron, the better. Anyway, I'm off to chase my tail for a bit. So be seeing you around, chum. He bounds off towards the wagon. Oh, hey, it's you guys. And Jesse, I was thinking, hey, I haven't seen those guys in a little while. I wonder how they're doing. And if maybe they need to purchase anything? Nothing to purchase, something to sell. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Here among the rocky pathways of the Spring of Jomir, you await the signal of the stars. There is no sign yet of your expected adversaries, the accusers. No! That's because we're not facing the accusers! No! We're facing the true Nightwings, aren't we? Oh no! Then the little imp Tito flutters up to you. Tito cautions you that he has some history with your next adversary, Lendl. Tito seems to be indicating that Lendl has a personal vendetta against him. But before he can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you. Oh no, if this truly is them, I don't want to have these Titan stars open, and yep, I have to have a fifth one on too now. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, you know, let's give them some more stamina. I think that's probably the safest one? Question mark? Please don't be Orlek. Please be Lendl.
The much vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this right shall be the accusers. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Please be the accusers. Your companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there is still no sign of your adversaries, the accusers. The little imp Tizzo screeches something, cautioning you to stay alert. Okay. Phew, it's still Lendl. But then someone leaps forth from the shadows. He grabs at his mask. Aha! Got you, you miserable beast. I knew it. After all this time, I knew you were still among their ranks. Arrgh! Tito was angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendl. Silence, fiend. You robbed me of my freedom, my dignity. Your evil shall be ended here. Here and now. And you, Nightwings, shall not deny me thus again. Here's my question. If Lendl has been down here for a while, how come he doesn't have horns? Caught in a lie, Lendl. Caught in another lie. Come then, my accusers, for we face again none other than the spawn of the accursed imp, Haoob the Swallow. Let us show him now that he is a disgrace. Tizo whistled something angrily back at him. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently has not let it go. Well, Tizo, you're gonna have your chance to destroy him again. Oh, forgot about Bertrude. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you become familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied the rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at that disposal, and we wait thy bidding.
Who shall strive for freedom?
Alright, yeah, you know what, let's put Bertrude up front and center. Let's have Headwind.
Headwind.
And my good buddy Tizo.
Tizo.
Then Lendl's lost his cool. Let's get him while he's flustered. Nightwings! The wicked fiend you serve as an affront. He denied my rightful freedom in my moment of triumph. I shall never forgive him, or any of you. Oh hey, I just realized, of the 8 scribes, we're probably representative of, we are actually probably representative of Haoob.
The pyre has been scaled. To each his own. Sublime.
Hold still, you misbegotten little pox. We are not finished with you yet. Tito utters at Lendl a slew of the absolute worst improfanity. You watch your tongue there, little guy. Your curses cannot possibly affect me. Could not possibly affect me any further, you foul spawn. For you have already taken everything from me already. But if I am to be trapped in the forsaken hole with you for the remainder of my days, then I shall see to it that yours shall be as doleful as my own.
That Lendl certainly enjoys a rousing speech, though talk means nothing in the rites.
Get out, Tizo.
Disaster.
There. Twas a crushing blow against their pyre. You'll have to do better than that.
I'm trying!
Exiles are returning. Unacceptable.
I'm just...
Unfortunate for the accuser as per the sacred law.
Yes.
Matched. Exactly by the point. Oh dear.
Oh no.
All three Nightwings. And it is done. The
I didn't realize his aura was that big.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood.
You know, I felt bad for Lendl.
The right is complete.
Teacher is disappointed that Lendl prevailed in the right and wants to hurry away from him now. Take that, you abominable little beast. Now where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp in disguise! And fiend, come forth to torment me until the day I die. Lendl storms off in a fury. Tito appears once the coast is clear, looking rather dejected. What Lendl said before, if Tito truly is a descendant of Haub the Swallow, then he has quite a legacy to live up to.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
I really do blame myself for that one. I shouldn't have had Bertrand there. I should have stuck with the main plan. I should have had Hedwyn, Faye, and Tiso. I would have had enough speed to keep it going. After ceding victory to the accusers in a disastrous contest, you return to the wagon to find Wolfred and Lone Minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange. That this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Wolfred, sir. Then Wolfred notices he's there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. The pairs the star of Kaelmer rope color is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Wolfred indicated. Oh no! Oh no, I know who this is. Oh, now I'm in trouble. I know exactly what this is going to be. The Withdrawn? No, it's not the Withdrawn. This is going to be him. Ugh. I'm going to lose! Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kaelmer, deep within the deathless tempest. Have you been there before, Tariq? It is Oralek! So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It was the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let us not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We shall set forth at dawn and see soon for ourselves what is to make of it. Yeah, I know I've been losing, but Oralek is especially hard. Tito seems somewhat less cheerful since his last run with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, wanting for you to hear him out. Tito seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. Tito understands fully well why Lendl is angry with him. While Tito does not like Lendl as a person, he recognized nonetheless that he denied his freedom. It was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend get free. Nonetheless, he still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rites forced exiles into such situations. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's just better than me. He falls silent for a while. Whether the 8 scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain. Then, Tito's grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up to the rafters with some of the other drive imps. Regardless of whether he truly is a descendant of Haub the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him. Look, the game is making me play with 5 Titan Stars. I don't even like playing with 1. But I have to have 5 up. And I'm bad at this game already, and I have to be even worse because the game is mean to me. The game chose this mode. I did not have a choice. I didn't choose the true Nightwing life. The true Nightwing life chose me. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of you, where you first breached through the shores ahead. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, though for now, you have some time left before continuing onward. He is a good boy who deserves to be happy, which is why I feel so bad. You meet up with Jodariel, who suggested you go ranging with her through Barbrief. There you are, reader. Let us go. Together you set out to explore the tumultuous waters around the Black Wagon. You find little to speak of other than the desolation typical of the downside. Nothing of note. Let us return. You and Jodariel make your way back to the wagon. Though uneventful, your search helped to ease the burdens weighing on you and leaves you with time to pursue your vocations. Let us discuss these matters which you believe should be of benefit. You find a remote spot where you and Bertrude can discuss any of her misgivings or fears about your journey or your fellow exiles. The conversation gives perspective and relief. The strange designs of the 8 scribes, their everlasting sorceries, are strung within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think. Fair is a commodity to be extracted and exchanged. Thine we shall keep safe with us. A messenger tracks you down, and the deep, dark waters of the Deathless Tempest bring you news and rumors from the other side. The report's subject is Tamitha, blood sister to Pamitha and stoic leader of the Essence. She was liberated at the fall of Solium, her transgressions all forgiven upon her return. And yet, old enmities remained. In spite of Commonwealth tradition, or because of them, Tamitha found herself held up in many rounds of questioning, each less informal than the last. All concerned the movements of her sisters in the High-Wing remnants. Refusing to cooperate, Tamitha demanded safe passage to her native lands, yet remains detained. She knows that her own blood sister must have thwarted her once more. Meanwhile, the Essence are refusing to conduct the rites with any other race. They have not found a suitable replacement. You suspect you shall not face them in the rites again. As you finish reciting the imp's message, you take notice of Pamitha's reaction. I'm worse than dead to her by now, I think. Nevertheless, I am grateful she returned, and I'll try to hold out hope she'll be wiser for it. You thank the messenger imp for delivering its news, and let it make some good news. And let it make good use of some of the Black Wagon's facilities before watching it as it flutters off toward the horizon. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kilmer. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidden feel. In the distance you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps? The mood is more dour than usual as you make your preparations for the coming ride. A hush has fallen over your fellow exiles, and a sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of your companions is unfazed. We sense the influence of one of our own. She is nearby. Her mind corrupted, calls out screaming. Canst thou hear it, perhaps? She speaks of the witch Udmilda, the adversary whom you expect to face this night. The witch, she doth revere an ancient god undying and unyielding on this land, and on her consciousness. We may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us to be abandoned ye. No! I have to do Udmilda now, actually. I do have to actually do Udmilda. And I have to do it with Eastlock on! However, 'tis a trick, upon her mind and mine own, although a worthwhile risk perhaps. Bertrude seems to think that